Subscribe to my channel by pressing red button and click on the bell icon for notification of latest updates.
It was being reported as the fact by the media outlets in China and Japan that the 36 years old director was dead. Other sources said he was on his death bed in the regretted the state with no hope to the resuscitation after the botched heart surgery. Because of the nature of the ultra sacred regimes in the North Korea, the claims of the Kim Jong's owns the death are very difficult to verify before any official details announcement. But the Hong Kong's back to news channels, the vice director who claims to be the message of the Chinese foreign minister made the announcement. Vice director of the SUSCRIBE, the Hong Kong the satellite television, Sinjas the Zikoju says that the very sole source had told her Kim Jong-un was the dead. Others sources where the reportings of the Chinese medicals the team had been sent to the North Korea's capital Yangon. Outsiders of the Japanese weekly called the Sukhan's the Zendai's claim the North Korean director was in the negative state after the complication from the heart surgery. A Chinese doctor who is believed to have been the part of the team sent the treat Kim Jong-un was reported as the signing of the delay in the simply heart productions had left the leader severely ill. Others the specific details were unknown. Reports of the Kim's death speaks the fears of the major civils unrest in North Korea, believes to be the nuclear armed state. It comes after the insiders claims the China has sent the top of the doctors to the North Korea to determine the status of the Kim Jong-un's health. The Chinese delegations left Beijing for the North Korea on Thursday, including doctors and weather officials. According to the people's families with the situation told the Reuters, the nature of China's delegations was not announced and the Beijing has so far refused to comment. On Monday, it says supplication separate to the North Korean leader was in the ill health after undergoing the heart surgery on April 12 after the unconfirmed reports emerged, which were softly denied. South Korean government officials and the Chinese officials with the Relations Department have challenged the subsequent reports suggestion that Kim was in the great danger after surgery. This said did had detect no sign of the unusual activity in North Korea. And on the Thursday, US President Donald Trump also downplayed the reports that Kim was revealed. He said, "I think the report was incorrect." Before the declines, they say if he had been in the touch with the North Korean officials. On Friday, a South Korean source that said there the intelligence was that Kim was alive and would likely make any apprehensions. The person that said he did not have any comment on the Kim's current condition or any Chinese involvement. And officials familiar with us US intelligence said that Kim was known to have health problems, but they had no reason to conclude he was seriously ill or unable entirely to appear in the public. When asked about Kim's health, the Secretary of the State Mike Pompeo told Fox News, "I don't have anything I can't share with you tonight, but the Americans people should know we are watching the situation very kindly." North Korea is one of the world's most isolated and the secretive the countries, and the health of its the leader is treated as a matter of the state security. Instead, the media from the army the state last the reports on the Kim's the whereabouts the when he is the president over the meeting on April 11. It did not the report that he was eating the attentions at the event to the make the birthday of his the grandfather Kim songs on April 15, and importance the anniversary in North Korea. Amid the reports that the Kim's health might be the deteriorating, there are the fears about the demonic effect the North Korean directors they might have. According to the South Korean official, the lack of the diagnostic had the cool through the country into the turmoil. They may even lead to other civil war. According to the source, a large refuse the crisis is also said be the highly possible. The North Koreans the military is also the expected to the fight of any the prison invasion. It is the worst complicate any the effort by the US or the South Korea to do the secure any of the nation's weapons of the mass destruction. Kim 36 has the dispirited from the coverage in the North Korea the state media before. In 2014, he the managed for the more than a month, and the North Korean state TV leads the saw him the workings with the land. Speculations about their health has been finally by his habit the swapping friends weight gains since the taking the power, and the family the history of the cardiovascular problem. When the Kim Jong's owns the father's Kim Jong's died, suffered a stroke in 2008. South Koreans the media the reported at the time that the Chinese doctor so with the involved in his the treatments along with the French physicians. Last year, the Chinese the President Xi Jinping made that first the state the visit in 14 years by the Chinese the leaders to the North Korea, and the emphasizing state that is the defense on the rising for the economic and the diplomatic support. China is the North Koreans the safe at least in the economic the lifeline for the country the hard hit by the UN sanctions, and has the keen interest in the study of the country with which is the long bounds borders. Kim is the third generation agility leads which comes to the power after his father's Kim Jong sales did in 2011 from the heart attack. He has the visit China 4 times since 2018. Mr. Trump's hails the unprecedented summits with Kim in 2018 and 2019 is the part of the bid to the pressured him to the gifts of the North Koreans the nuclear arsenals. Kim Jong-un was the born on the 8th January 1983 and becomes the supreme leaders of the North Koreans on the death of his the father Kim Jong-il in 2011. Hateful the little man who had the political means the actuate in the numbers of the increasingly bridges waves he was the simultaneously chairman of the workers the part of the Korea, chairman of the Central Military the Commission, chairman of the State Affairs the Commission, commanders in the chief and the members of the presidents of the Politburo of the workers part of the Korea. He has the unchecked and the supreme control of the entire machines of the state in the way no other nation leaders on the planet does. He creates and the impersonate millions of the opponents and the use the persons and the force labor the comes in other way not see since the Nazis. The United Nations has the long accused the hymns of the systematic with respects and the groups human the right violation where the regimes the act to the dominate every aspect of its the citizens' life and the terrorize them from the within. Apart from the being happy to the slugger has once the people's scheme also the damage of the becomes of the nuclear power with the ability threatened to the world. So while the millions of the country the man destroyed with the Kim Jong soon it spends the onshore the millions of the developing the nuclear weapons and the testing bombs and missiles. Analyzed it becomes the increasingly the arms as it has him is the flesh the until the attempts the development into the scientific and the capable missiles all with the ability to be the nuclear armed. North Korea has the detonated the fair. In fact, the nuclear attract the agents the US. Formally in the December 2015, Kim state he had the turned North Korea into what is the cause of the nuclear weapons state ready to the generated on the bombs and the hydrogen bombs to the really the define it is the sovereignty and the dignity of the nation. Worse the case, the analytic subjects the North Koreans the nuclear arsenals range between the 15 and the 16 the bombs probably the including the hydrogen bombs. These the latest generation the Ocean 15 ICBMs the based on the cellular technology it is capable of the striking anywhere in the United States. A respected fact the checking the website. Thank you.